there were such technicalities involved, and I would really want to understand from you, Swapnil, when the High Court orders, when the Calcutta High Court very clearly said you need to hand him over to the CBI, why go to the Supreme Court at 2 at night, and you've already crossed deadlines? You've crossed deadlines, you've not handed him over, and now today, again the same reprimand comes from the High Court again, and now a contempt of court as well.
Well, Sucharita, the issue is very simple, that when you are not running the government as per the rule of the law, that is the time the judiciary has to step in. The judiciary stepped in, especially when your reporter was arrested without any legal notice to him, without a section 41A notice, as what we call under the CRPC. He was dragged in the middle of the night to some unknown location. Next day, you all succeeded in having him out. That was one of the things which the judiciary noticed. The second thing is that you have not arrested Shah Jahan for a long period of time despite his criminal activities, as alleged by the police and as also known to the people, several things being caught on camera otherwise as well. Now, when you don't do all of those things, this Kolkata High Court has no other option, because giving the mandate to CBI depends upon the High Court and the Supreme Court, and also upon the state should it want to agree to do so. What perturbs me most, Sucharita, is the fact that, unfortunately, the Mamata Banerjee government had to do this, had to give it to CBI. Any state government worth its salt would tend to resist it for a long period of time, that sorry, we will not give it to the CBI. We are capable of doing things on our own. We have our own law and order situation in our own state, and we will follow the law, we will arrest the man, and we will bring him to justice. Now, this is something which was seen absent, and that is the reason why the Kolkata High Court come to a conclusion that no, let us do this and give it to the CBI. Now, what remains to be seen is, of course, presidential rule is a little too far and a little too far-fetched a cry of any party, whether it's BJP or anybody. Because I think to call for a presidential rule generally comes to when there is an absence of law and order situation also, but when there is a complete erosion of faith in the state government by the people or who are working in the state government. Now, that situation has still not arisen. But if these kind of situations repeat one after the other, including arrest of your reporters, suppose in the future, or any of these kind of laxity shown in running the law and order situation, then Sucharita, that day is not far when people will go for presidential rule, when Article 356 will be called in for. And of course, that is going to have its own ramifications. But it's not an easy step right now, and I would not press for it. I would only say that please follow the law and order.
No, but what
now let the CBI do its job.
What the Prime Minister rightly pointed out today, Swapnil, was that there is such a hue and cry over democracy and people sitting in different states preaching democracy and trying to say that democracy is coming to an end. And now, with whatever happened in Sandesh Khali, all these leaders of the opposition parties have kept mum. They've not spoken a word. I do not see any statement from any of the national leaders from the opposition parties, and that is precisely what Mr. Sarkar, the Prime Minister, pointed out. You are trying to side with the Mamata government, but you've also kept quiet. You're not trying to side with those women who've taken to the streets. They are demanding justice. You're trying to shield Shah Jahan. You're not shielding those women.
Exactly, Sucharita, and that is where the Prime Minister is absolutely right. Because here the opposition should have raised its voice and said that what is going on in West Bengal is bad.
Sanjay Sarkar, are you able to hear me? Is he able to hear me?
This is because Bharatiya Janata Party is the
or you've already given up,
and so many mafia and so many Sikh Sarjan is there also. Nobody is questioned there also. There is no question. This is W. Ansari. This is Simi activities, and he is a terrific terrorist. And Raju Jha is the one of the coal mafia is involved in the Bharatiya Janata Party. And
so
no question is there also.
Okay, can we?
Why don't you sort out your own problems?
No, he is in competition. He is in competition. He wants to compete. He wants to compete and he wants to have the best mafia on his side.
Because
he wants to have the best mafia on his side.
So many notaries is there also. The rapist is there also. Who is the rapist? The Pradeep Singh Sengar. Is the Unnao matters. Is the Ramdurar, Brij Bhushan, Pradha Thakur. Is the
So should we
terrorist?
stop asking questions? No. Mr. Sarkar. So should we stop asking questions from the BJP? Should we stop asking questions from the BJP? No, we will not. No, we will not. If we question the BJP on Brij Bhushan, we will question the TMC on Shah Jahan. So let's not go there. You're taking the wrong trajectory, Mr. Sarkar. If they are being questioned why are you trying to shield Shah Jahan? What really does he know? The question that is going to be asked is what really does he know? Why does the Mamata government want to keep him in Bengal? They don't want him to go. Now he's gone to the CBI. Now he's gone to the CBI.
This is now newly chapter will become. This is our unemployment. This is our country unemployment. Unemployment and this is the market price hike
and NRC.
And everything is there also.
What did Mamata Banerjee say today? The next chapter has been opened.
Sajan Sheikh and Sandesh Kali, and this is
No, I'll tell you something, Mr. Sarkar. Mr. Sarkar, I'll tell you something. The first day, it was not about one single woman. Mr. Sarkar, it was not about one woman. There were so many women who were taken to the streets, who were speaking about Shah Jahan, who were speaking about atrocities they faced, but the Mamata government did not react. And your minister on record said that these women have been put forward by the BJP. Now that is what has stirred the anger. That has stirred the anger. She could have at least said that we are opening up an inquiry. She did not say it. And that is what the women in Bengal, they feel that they've been left out, and government is going at 2 a.m. at night to the court to save Shah Jahan.
There is nothing to happen in Sandesh Kali. This is happening was Manipur. As a Manipur is the burning situation is there also. Right now the burning situation. Nobody is the question. Nobody is the question is there also. Manipur situation. But Manipur.
I agree.
Manipur,
I agree with you, Mr.
How
Sarkar.
many people already died?
I agree with you.
How many people are there also? How many people?
Okay. So now that you speak of Manipur, I agree with you.
There's no
Nikhil joins us on the debate. Let me go across to Nikhil. Nikhil, he's speaking about Manipur. No. You spoke about Manipur. Let me go across to Nikhil. Nikhil, he's very rightly pointing out Manipur. I just want to say, all the leaders who spoke on Manipur, who went to Manipur, have they spoken a single word on Sandesh Kali? Have they asked any question to Mamata or her government on Sandesh Kali? I just want one single name and the statement.
Charita, I think to the best of my knowledge, multiple leaders from the opposition did say that what is happening in Sandesh Kali is wrong and accountability needs to be fixed. I'll have to check news reports. I'll have to check news reports for specific examples.
Oh, you're telling me you came unprepared for the debate. Of course not. You came prepared, but you know that there's no single statement. I just need one example. Nikhil, I just need one example. You're always prepared for the debate.
I think Supriya Shinde did make a statement on that, but off the bat, I cannot give you any
like this has happened.
Okay, so is Supriya Srinath leading the Congress party now? You quote one Supriya Srinath, that to a question that was asked in a press conference that she had to reply.
You asked.
Come on, Nikhil, come on.
So, Charita, no, come on. At least she's giving press conferences. The Congress party does press conferences, unlike the Prime Minister, who can never be asked the question.
Is she leading the Congress party? Is what my question is. If she is, then tell us. We didn't know.
She's not leading the Congress party.
We didn't know.
But she's a spokesperson of the Congress party. She's an official spokesperson
I spoke about national leaders. The ones who went. Your leader went to Manipur. He was stopped there. Didn't even say a statement. Didn't even give a statement on Sandesh Kali.
The point is that in Sandesh Kali, the West Bengal government wasn't appearing to be siding with the aggressors. They were not protecting Shah Jahan. They were not protecting Sheikh Shah Jahan. Their government has arrested Sheikh Shah Jahan, despite the fact that that person has linked to their own party. Unlike in Manipur, where the state government and the central government were in complete cahoots to hide the reality of what was going on from the people of India. Let's not forget the horrific video that the nation saw in August. And when that video surfaced where that young woman is being paraded naked, The chief minister says, हाँ ऐसी तो 20-25 घटनाएं हुई हैं. अगर हुई थी तो आपने देश को बताया क्यों नहीं?
I
That
am
is the thing.
appalled, Nikhil. Nikhil, I am appalled that you speak of Manipur even today, but you don't speak a single word on Sandesh Khali. The women are
Why
watching.
do I not? No.
The women of
Sarita,
Sandesh Khali are watching. The women of Bengal are watching. I do not ask you not to raise your voice on Manipur. But you should also raise your voice on Sandesh Khali is all I'm saying.
No, I do. Personally, I've done that multiple times. As have multiple people from the opposition, including spokespersons.
No, you have done it. You have done it. Mr. Sarkar must have done it. But the leaders who went all out on Manipur have not spoken a word. All I'm saying is the Mamata government trying to shield Shah Jahan, but not trying to give any kind of help to the women of Sandesh Khali is appalling, and that is precisely why the court has also wrapped them. And now Shah Jahan goes to the CBI. That's all I had time for. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Sarkar, that's all I had time.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Throughout my life, I've been inspired by arts and culture. It has deeply moved me, and I'm very passionate about it. When it came to my youngest son, Anand's wedding with Radhika, I had two important wishes. First, I wanted to celebrate our root. Jamnagar holds a special place in our hearts and has a profound significance. Gujarat is where we come from. It's where Mukesh and his father built the refinery, and I started my career.
Ananya, look here! Ananya! Seat! Ali sir! Salam, look here!
Our esteemed friends and family, Namaste and good evening to each and every one of you.
And my father and mother have always made me feel that if I can think, I'll do it. And I think that is what my father and mother mean to me. And I am eternally grateful. Now I'll come to Radhika. I'm 100% the lucky one. There's no doubt about that. I also don't know how I got Radhika.
expression of care and compassion for wildlife and taking care and making sure every one of them lives and thrives to some extent, whatever extent we can. Every life has a full-fledged life like ourselves. They have their family, they have their emotions, they have everything that we have. I think that has not sunk into human minds. So a place like this can play a significant role.
You want to relax or want to walk around? We want to walk. Yeah, walk. Okay, you'll have 2 hours? Yep.
I know, I told him that already.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I never really wanted to get a watch, but after seeing that, I was like, you know, watches are cool.
I might want that.
Not that.
Not
but
want that one, but things
This Don has been caught by his 4 little grandchildren who have wrapped him around their little fingers. Mukesh, chalo na. We are getting late. It's our little Anand Sangeet.
Yes, boss.
The countdown is on for the Republic Media Network's marquee event, our big event, the Republic Media Network Annual Summit on the 7th of March. This time our theme is Bharat the Next Decade. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have an opportunity to hear from the Home Minister and the Finance Minister on the challenges and the opportunities and the game plan as far as our national security is concerned, as far as our economy is concerned, over the next decade, over the next half decade. And of course, the icing on the cake will be the Prime Minister giving his vision before all of us on Bharat the next decade. So this particular event is very different from the ones we have had earlier in the sense that this time it's not about the debate, it's about clarity, vision statements, and a focus on where we need to go as a nation. I'm really looking forward to having you all join us on television and on screen. And our team is working very hard to make this event a success. I'm sure you'll be there.
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University and Century Club Prime.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 3.5 years, they've branded us TRP chores.
they called it as TRP chores. 3.5 years back it started, in 2020. And today they have egg on their face. Egg on their face. The same channels that did primetime shows, debates for hours and days and weeks and months and ran a campaign against Republic TV have egg on their face. Shameless as they aren't even reporting the truth about the TRP case now being closed. And let me tell you what the Maharashtra government has said in court. Let me play the graphics out. The government has said in court that witnesses were coerced by the state police machinery. It's what we've been screaming out for the last 3.5 years. Screaming out, ladies and gentlemen, when we said that witnesses were coerced. Remember the first day when it happened, we said witnesses were coerced. Witnesses came on record and told Republic TV they were coerced. There was a reaction of a lady who said she was forced by the police, almost at gunpoint, to say that she was paid. Not just that, let me also tell you, police threatened witnesses to extract fake statements. Police threatened witnesses to extract fake statements. What Sachin Vaze and his team did for the longest time and got away. Before they were arrested for murder. Sachin Vaze, we told you Sachin Vaze had extracted these statements at gunpoint, and the Maharashtra government has said that in court after investigation. Let's tell you what else has been said. Statements wrongly and falsely recorded by the Mumbai police. Statements wrongly and falsely recorded by the Mumbai police, as said by the Maharashtra government in an affidavit. And that BARC hadn't filed any complaint with the probe agency. A large number of people arrayed as accused without any proof. Tonight there's vindication for the Republic Media Network, ladies and gentlemen. But more than that, it's the support of you, the viewer, which is why we continue to be in the hearts and minds of people every single day. Without paying 20 rupees per viewer, as some policemen claimed in the Mumbai police. Let me go across to Swapnil Kothari, advocate, Ratan Charda, political analyst and author. Both have been very, very big supporters of the Republic Media Network throughout. And then we have Kishore Tiwari, who's been a critic of Republic TV throughout, who said, Uddhav aayega ek din. उद्धव आएगा, छोड़ेंगे नहीं आपको, छोड़ेंगे. अरे सर जी केस खत्म, केस क्लोज्ड. यू हैव एग ऑन योर फेस. किशोर तिवारी जी बोल दीजिए कि आपने भी गलत बोला था. प्लीज एडमिट योर मिस्टेक.
एक मिनट मैं बताता हूँ कि रीओपन हो गया ना, रीओपन करके हम आ रहे हैं और इस वक्त के साथ साथ तुम्हारा भी तलोजा में रूम बुक करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा लग रहा है. तो सरकारें बदलती है, इसके स्टेटमेंट बदलते हैं, केसेस क्लोज होते हैं.
सर जी आपको थोड़ा तो शर्म आनी चाहिए ना किशोर तिवारी जी. आई फील सॉरी फॉर यू सर. Sir, I feel sorry for you, sir. I have respect for you, but you're saying you will book you are sitting here on a day when a case has been closed, and you are saying you will book a room in Taloja, and governments come and go. I mean, thank you for exposing yourself and the Uddhav Sena. I feel sorry for you, sir. You know what happened? Let me tell you. Let me ask you a question. Can you tell me what happened to 3 people? Tell me what happened to 3 people. Sir, tell me what happened to these 4 people. Kishore Tiwari, what happened to these 4 people? No, I'll ask you a quick question. No, tell me what happened to these 4 people, Kishore Tiwari ji. 1 minute, sun lijiye. It's a nice question. You like my question. Trust me, you will like my question. You will like my question. My question is the following to you. What happened to Uddhav the Great? What happened to Sachin Vaze the Great? What happened to Parambir Singh the Great? What happened to Nawab Malik the Great? Can you please tell us a little bit about what happened to them after they tried to target Republic TV and where they are today?
No. Republic TV is like a do not take them seriously. Republic TV is a paid channel of BJP that's known the word.
Please, but Kishore Tiwari, stop it. Kishore Tiwari, I feel sorry for you, sir. No, I really feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, sir. I really feel sorry for you. I wish, and maybe you know, you will find some sensible thing to say one day.
The misuse of power by Maharashtra government.
No, 1 minute. Today, you know what? You don't believe your own court. You don't believe your own police. You don't believe your own investigators. I'm going across to Swapnil Kothari. Swapnil Kothari, I mean, I'm hearing Mr. Kishore Tiwari and I'm feeling sorry for him because even today, he's proving me right. He's proving me right. He's proving us right. He's saying he will book a room for us in Taloja. I feel sorry for you, sir. But yeah, Swapnil.
Swapnil, this is the fact.
Niranjan, first of all, congratulations on the... Kishore bhai, you have had your say. Now let me make a statement. Malapata bolu diya. So, Niranjan, first of all, congratulations on the TRP case victory. First of all, when the state itself says that there is no merit in the case, and backed upon by the police reports or whatever the evidence was there to the effect that there was actually no evidence, when all of those things form the basis of an application by the state under section 321 of the CRPC for the withdrawal of the case, then the cases absolutely are closed once and for all. To reopen them is absolutely an imaginary situation. Those cases do not reopen as such. So once there is no evidence, if the state has come to a conclusion that there is no evidence, because you need a case, to run a trial, a basic trial, you need evidence. If you don't have evidence, even if there is some truth in whatever case you may have, forget this case, any case that I'm talking about, if you have any truth in that case, then it is very simple that you need to have the basis and evidence. Now that there was no evidence, all your graphics on the television that I've been seeing since the past 3-4 hours clearly indicate that there was no evidence. The state came to a conclusion that this was a fictitious case. It was concocted, and we all knew that at that time when it was being run, because there is no agency in the world that ever asks you the cost of toilet papers. And to imagine 20 rupees or 50 rupees or 500 rupees being given to build up a viewer for any channel by Republic TV, which is such a people-based channel in many ways, for any channel is very hard for anybody to digest. So when you have this kind of flimsy evidence, the courts will obviously shun it and will say that, look, it's a waste of time, waste of judicial time for the most important part. And secondly, pursuant to the harassment that you all were indulged into, that you all got, that was more of an indication of sorts that this was a basic fake case and why it was drummed up. And that too, when it was mentioned by the then police commissioner, it was very clearly indicative that there was no basic solidity at all to that case, because the FIR was completely different. The Republic TV's name was not there, it was the name of another channel.
Yeah. No, Swapnil, just one question. I'll just take a question from Ratan Sharda. Ratan Sharda, see, Ratan, 1 minute. Kishore Tiwari, just wait, sir. Ratan Sharda hasn't spoken. I want to get him in. So, Ratan Sharda, see, I still remember that morning when I was there, Ratan Sharda, when Sachin Waze was at the residence of Arnab. You know, we were covering the US elections. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. We were live from 3 a.m. 5 o'clock, we get a call saying that police have landed up at the residence. So, I went there, I ran there. Open the lift, and there were 50 cops there, right? I mean, can you imagine 50 cops at the door? Downstairs, there were about 4 or 5 police vans and 100 police officers holding machine guns, AK-47. And there was a very shameless home minister also in Maharashtra back then, who had put out an article with the headline, I called it Operation Arnab. Can you imagine the shamelessness these fellows had, right? How shameless they were. They actually put out a full page story on something called Operation Arnab, and they were chest thumping about it. Shameless people, huh? And he told me, I asked him, Ratan Sharda, I asked Waze, I said, on what case have you arrested him? And he said something, and I said, that case is closed. And you know what he said? Yes, but we have now reopened the case. I mean, that's the heights to which these people went. And look at all of their fate today, Ratan Sharda. None of them will now say a word. No courage to say a single word today when it's over.
Niranjan, today the respect for Kishore Tiwari has gone down at least 10 notches for me. The kind of smirk he has on his face, the kind of claims he's making. As far as I know, he's some kind of editor and journalist, because I get his mails from Vidar Times or something, right? For an editor, for a journalist.
Kishore Tiwari, hear him.
Let me speak.
Kishore Tiwari, don't heckle him. Kishore Tiwari, hear him. It's not fair.
तुम्हारा बोलता येतं का? आम्हाला बोलता येत नाही का? आम्हाला शिव्या देत नाही का आम्हाला? आम्हाला बोलता येतं काहीतरी बोलायला दे आम्हाला. आता तुमचं राज नाही ते. ऐका जरा.
हम तो आने वाले हैं बेटा, हम आने वाले.
When he says,
ouch.
Look at his language.
Ouch.
Look at his language.
Ouch.
He's exposing himself thoroughly today.
Kishore Tiwari.
See, it is not just what Maharashtra government said today. Remember what Supreme Court said, what High Court said about your case of TRP, and was it really necessary for a journalist to be treated like a terrorist? When their leader, then their आप थांबा जरा मला पण दोन थोबड्या देता येतात शांत राहा जरा ऐकायला येतं का तुम्हाला
अंधभक्त
I'm not.
आप भक्त ले आए
I can't. I'm sorry only because.
मारने की बात कर रहे हैं
स्वतःला जास्त
मारने की बात कर रहे हैं, गलत बात
मी
कर रहे
अगदी तुम्हाला आदराने बोलतो तुम्ही काय बोलता आज तरी काय लाज वाटते तुम्हाला आज बोलायला आज तरी जरा शांत ठेवा तुमचं चित्त
अरे भाई तुम्ही अधिकारात
Can you please translate that in English also, Roshan Dasharda?
And what was the need to put 100 cases against the employees? What was the need for him to be treated like criminal and put along with the criminal?
Let Ratan Sharda speak, please. Let Ratan Sharda speak. Can we have Ratan Sharda's audio up, please? Thank you.
To be treated like criminals. It was, if at all, it was a crime. It was a white collar crime. If at all, it was about a business rivalry. It was not about crime. It was not about some crime, killing, or somebody's gun running, etc. It was a business rivalry which created the case, and case has no basis at all because High Court said so, Supreme Court said so. Your own minister very, very smirkingly said, "Isko sabak sikhayenge." You use misuse of power. You made every employee of the company suffer. You wanted to shut down Republic. You have clearly said it. Where is the question of saying that this is a law? This is a case which we've been withdrawn because the government has changed. The case had no base at all. Supreme Court said it, High Court said it, still went on and on. What was National Broadcasting Standard Authority doing? What was the Editor Guild doing? What were they doing when the editor of the largest channel at that time was treated like a criminal? You think that was right? And what are the TV channels who made such horrible debates knowing it was wrong to do this just because there is competition? So everybody's answerable. It is not a question of somebody fighting for TRP. That is a business game that TV channels may be playing. But to treat a journalist like a common criminal and terrorist is something that people do not forget. The way the team of the Republic were treated like criminals will not be forgotten by the people. You will keep on smirking, you will keep on laughing, but people know what has happened. And MBS suffered for what they did. You suppress every voice. It was just Republic. No. You put it on social media people in jail for 15 days, 20 days. When they got bail, you again put them in jail. We know all this. So please stop this. Stop this being very democratic. There was nothing democratic about it. It was outrageous case. And you should not today, you should say something wrong was done. Let us forget it. That was your stand. But you don't have that stand. Because you are still shameless, your opportunist alliance has killed your Antaratma, it has killed your conscience. You have no shame at all that sadhus of Palghar were killed. And those
One minute.
It was a time when
One minute.
speaking.
Ratan Sharda, just 1 second. Just 1 second, Ratan Sharda. He's trying to heckle you.
Niranjan, he was a best
He's trying to heckle. He was.
Never left his cabin. His home for more than twice. He was a Facebook chief minister.
Yes.
And today is like he's cheering him on.
Niranjan, should I add something?
I'll tell you something. No, 1 minute.
You invited me.
I will also add. Kishore Tiwari, I will also add, sir. I will also want to add something. You know, many of your ministers went on record and some went on reality shows, on celebrity shows, and many of them would say, you know what they would say? खत्म कर लेंगे, खत्म कर लेंगे, रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क को खत्म कर लेंगे भाई. क्या हुआ उद्धव जी का क्या हुआ? ना सरकार है ना पार्टी है. परमबीर सिंह का क्या हुआ? कहा गया? सचिन वाजे कहा गया? कर्मा करके कुछ आता है ना? There's something called karma. And when it hits you, exactly.
देखिए आज आपका
नवाब मलिक ने बोला था नवाब मलिक ने बोला स्पेशल सेल है अर्नब के पीछे जाने के लिए स्पेशल सेल बनाया हमने. पागल हो गए थे सब लोग. All of you had lost your mind and there's something called karma. And all of you got it back. All of you got it back.
के नशा ले रहे अलायंस तोड़ा इन्होंने बीजेपी के नाम पे जीते और अलायंस तोड़ा इन्होंने सत्ता के नशे में. अब नशा उतर जाना चाहिए आपका. पॉलिटिक्स में नशा उतारिए.
बहुत अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहा आप है ना 48 में से 48 सीट आ रहे हैं अभी रिपब्लिक चैनल को कोई देखता नहीं है, अभी 110 लोग देख रहे हैं।
अरे भाई,
रिपब्लिक वर्ड पे।
अरे भाई,
इनकी पूरी
अरे भाई,
चली गई है।
आप क्या ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं? सर आपका कितना एमएलए सर आपके? सर आपके कितने एमएलए हैं? स्वप्निल किशोर तिवारी जी कितने एमएलए हैं? बोलिए। सॉरी बोलिए सर, कितने एमएलए हैं? बोलिए। सुना नहीं कितने एमएलए आपके?
दुपट्टा
नहीं, कितने एमएलए हैं आपके?
इन्हीं लोगों का छिन गया दुपट्टा, बचाने को
अंधभक्त मोदी जी केवल अंधभक्त थे।
किशोर,
बता रहा हूँ,
so shameless. They would come and call. Swapnil, they would come and call. And I want to talk about the great Sachin Vaze. You know what, Kishore Tiwari? One day even Sachin Vaze will come. One day Sachin Vaze is a murderer. Kishore Tiwari, listen to me. Kishore Tiwari, हिम्मत होनी चाहिए, सुनने के लिए हिम्मत चाहिए, सुनने के लिए हिम्मत चाहिए। हिम्मत है क्या? हिम्मत है क्या? सुन लो ना एक बार, सुनने के लिए हिम्मत चाहिए। मैं बोलता हूँ आपको,
बोलो।
One day,
अच्छा किया।
He was a Shivsena candidate, remember?
He
was brought back to create this problem.
he was.
To make this kind of case.
He was.
Everybody knows it.
अरे भाई,
One day even Sachin Vaze, who's a murderer, Sachin Vaze, who's a murderer, will also expose you one day, Kishore Tiwari. Sachin Vaze, who's a murderer, will also expose you one day.
मैं भेजने वाला हूँ। मैं अगली सरकार में हूँ अभी। मैं अगली सरकार में।
कौन सी सरकार में आप क्या बात कर रहे हो आप?
अभी
ये आदमी जब सरकार में था, इसका कोई न्यूज़पेपर नहीं आता था। जैसे ही सरकार से निकला, इनका फिर मेल आने लग गया विदर्भ टाइम्स। ये इस तरह के जर्नलिस्ट है। जब इनको पॉलिटिक्स चलती है तो पेपर बंद कर देते हैं, जब पॉलिटिक्स से बाहर जाते हैं पेपर शुरू कर देते हैं। ऐसे जर्नलिस्ट है ये।
Anyway, sir, anyway, I just want to tell you one thing, and so, मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ आपको, किशोर तिवारी जी, आप जैसा नेता आएंगे, उद्धव जी जैसा चीफ मिनिस्टर आएंगे, जाएंगे, सत्ता में आएंगे, आप जाते रहेंगे, आप सरकारें आएंगे, गिरेंगे। आपको एक चीज जानना चाहिए, ये जो इंस्टीट्यूशन है ना, रिपब्लिक करके एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, ओके? अर्नब गोस्वामी का जो क्रेडिबिलिटी है ना, वो बहुत साल से, इट्स क्रेडिबिलिटी दैट्स बिल्ट, दैट्स अर्नड बोलते, अर्नड, ओके? आप जो भी कीजिए ना, नहीं, आप जो भी, मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ, आप जो भी ये चिल्लर जैसे, ये सचिन वाजे जैसे चिल्लर कॉप जो है ना, एनकाउंटर कॉप, ऐसी चीजें करेंगे ना, हरकतें करेंगे ना, आप एक्सपोज होंगे ही। आप
कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं कर रही?
क्या किया था आपने सर जी? थोड़ा तो मैंने सोचा कि आप माफी मांगेंगे। I thought you will say sorry today, Kishore Tiwari. I thought you will say sorry. I thought you will say sorry today.
Simple test of TRP.
I thought.
अरे भाई,
don't come on Republic TV. People
go ahead.
नहीं आते हो. When I come on Republic TV, immediately 10 people call me saying आपका Republic में देखा था. That is the real test of TRP.
Promise we will reopen the case.
And even Kishore Tiwari.
That is TRP test.
Taloja.
You ask Kishore Tiwari na why he comes on Republic. You ask Kishore Tiwari. You ask Kishore Tiwari why he comes on Republic. He loves Republic because he gets calls like you, Ratan Sharda, after he comes on Republic. And then he'll come on Republic and abuse us. That is the problem with people like Kishore Tiwari. Swapnil.
ऐसा नहीं है.
Swapnil, if he goes to any other channel and abuses a channel,
प्रकार से कबूल करता हूँ.
इनको
समर्पण कर दिया,
चैनल को गाली दो, वो दोबारा बुलाएंगे नहीं.
मुझे को समर्पण कर दिया.
That is freedom of expression in Republic. जाओ ना जरा आप चैनल पे जाके दिखाओ, उस चैनल को गाली दो, आपको पता चलेगा, दोबारा बुलाएंगे नहीं. रिपब्लिक बुलाता है दोबारा, इसलिए आप यहाँ पर आके गाली देते हैं.
Niranjan, I have a point to make.
Yes, Swapnil. Yes, Swapnil.
Yeah, Swapnil, you can add it because you're a fair man.
I believe it was Thomas Jefferson who said that democracy means free speech and the ability to hear views and thoughts which are most abhorrent to our own ears. And we will completely allow that person to speak even if we do not agree with that person's views. So I believe, Republic is one of those channels which allows people to give contrarian views and at the same time puts forth its own views. So that is one of the best things. And no political party or no, police or anybody for that matter can destroy an institution or a channel simply because it's the people who decide whether they want to view a particular channel for its content, for its credibility. And the people decide that at the end of the day. So for me, it's very important that the people are more important to say things that they want to say. Mr. Tiwari is entitled to have his views, and just as we are entitled to have our views. And, I believe that these kind of cases are never looked at very seriously in the first place by the courts itself. So for the courts to junk it the way they junked it today is not something which is far-fetched. It was always something which was there on the cards, and today is one of those days when it actually happened.
Swapnil, Kishore and Ratan Sharda. Swapnil. My God, yaar. My God. 1 minute. Hello. Kishore ji. अभी टाइम देखिए 8:52 है. 8:52 है. 8:53 हो गया. अभी 7 मिनट में 9 बजने वाली है. At 9 o'clock, I want to see which great anchor of India who came on primetime news 3.5 years back on the 20th of October and said, TRP chor, Republic TRP chor. I want to see which great anchor of India will come on air today and say that the case is closed. That is the state of these shameless people. I'll see if anybody from your party also tweets. I'm sure they won't. Why will they tweet? Thank you, Ratan Sharda. Thank you, Swapnil. We'll speak again. Thank you. Kishore ji, I feel sorry for you. I think sometimes I feel, Kishore ji, you're forced to say these things. I feel you're under pressure to say these things. I feel sorry for you. No, I feel sorry for you, sir. I really feel sorry for you. कोई pressure लगा रहा है क्या आपके ऊपर? सचिन वाजे ये गन पकड़ा है क्या कोई आपके? Is anybody holding a gun to your head? Anyway, we'll speak again. Thank you very much. Debate with Arnab coming up next. Stay tuned. Special edition with Arnab next. Stay tuned.
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University and Century Club Prime.
दोनों फोरमों की ओर से केएमएम और एसकेएम नॉन पॉलिटिकल के जो आज मोर्चा शंभू और खनौरी बॉर्डर पर चल रहा है, उनका आज 23वां दिन है लगभग। और जो हमने ऐलान कर रखा भी आज अन्य राज्यों से किसान दिल्ली मार्च शुरू करेंगे, तो हमने 6 से शुरू करने की बात की गई थी। अब दूर दुराडे है, कोई कहे कि आज ही दिल्ली पहुंच जाएंगे, ये संभव नहीं है। तो एक तो ये है चलेंगे, अब सरकार चलने देगी नहीं चलने देगी, कोई पैदल होगा तो उसका तो मालूम नहीं कितने दिन लगेंगे आते आते। रेल को भी अगर जहां से भी आए, रेल से मध्य प्रदेश से आए तो भी आज नहीं पहुंच सकते। बिहार से तो शायद कल भी समस्या, साउथ इंडिया से तो शायद 2-3 दिन लग जाए। ये पिक्चर क्लियर होते तो कह लीजिए 7, 8, 9, 10 तक का समय लगेगा जो हम सोच रहे हैं। अब जो नजदीक के राज्य थे उनसे तो हम आगे बढ़ने वाले नहीं हैं। तो दूर दराडे के राज्य हैं। राजस्थान पास में है पर उसकी भी दूरी काफी है, वो भी 7-8 से पहले वो भी नहीं पहुंच सकते, जो अभी दिख रहा है हमें। तो एक तो आज जो है वो मार्च तो शुरू होगा, आज कुछ लोग कर लेंगे, 6 से बोला सा बढ़ेंगे, कुछ 7 को कर लेंगे। सरकार का देखिए क्या निर्णय है। सरकार तो एक बार बोल रही है अभी आप ट्रैक्टर ट्रॉली के बगैर आ जाएं, तभी जंतर मंतर पे तो एक धारा 144 है और दिल्ली में भी लगभग धारा 144 लगी हुई है। तो इसका मकसद तो केंद्र सरकार स्पष्ट करे कि इसका मकसद क्या है। दूसरा, आज 23 दिन हो गया और इससे 5 दिन पहले से आपके लिए 28 दिन से पंजाब हरियाणा के बॉर्डर बंद कर रखे हैं। तो जो पंजाब की आर्थिकता का नुकसान हुआ है, इसके लिए केंद्र जिम्मेवार है। जो लोगों को, व्यापारी हैं, हमारी बहुत सी वेजिटेबल सब्जियां बाहर जानी है, बहुत बाहर से माल बहुत सा अंदर आना है, हर तरह की सप्लाई है। तो जो लोगों को इतनी दिक्कत आ रही है, क्या केंद्र सरकार बताएगी देश को तो ये दिक्कत क्यों दी जा रही है? जहां तक अब सवाल है एमएसपी लीगल गारंटी कानून का, उसके ऊपर कोई भी, तो मैं तो बोलता हूं भारत सरकार स्पष्ट करे, वो बनाना भी नहीं बनाना। तो लास्ट मंत्रिमंडल की मीटिंग में क्या ये इसके ऊपर कोई चर्चा हुई? तो मंत्रिमंडल ही तय करता है ना भी क्या देना है। अगर उसमें कोई चर्चा नहीं हुई है तो इसका मतलब हमें ये देने वाले नहीं है। किसान मजदूर का कर्ज खत्म करने वाले नहीं है। इसी के साथ जो हमारे केस समेत पंजाब दिल्ली में डले वो भी वापस लेने की तैयारी नहीं है। लखीमपुर का इंसाफ नहीं देंगे। बिजली बिल 2023 जो बना रखा उसके ऊपर तो बोलते भी नहीं है, उसके ऊपर तो वार्ता भी नहीं हो रही। अब इतनी ओला दृष्टि उत्तर भारत में, अंधेरी झक्खड़, फसलें खराब हुई, तो इनके अब पंजाब प्रदेश अध्यक्ष बोल रहे हैं भैया फसली बीमा योजना की मांग करिए। भाई हम तो कर ही रहे हैं। इसके ऊपर स्थिति स्पष्ट कर दी भी सरकार अपने दम पर लेके आएगी। आप तो कारपोरेट के हिसाब से बना के रखे वो। तो ये बातें यार, नरेगा 200 दिन 700 दिन दिहाड़ी, तो किसी मांग पर के ऊपर केंद्र से कोई बातचीत या केंद्र से कोई जो वो बोल के बताएं कि ये मिलेगा ये नहीं मिलेगा, उनकी क्या WTO से भारत बाहर आए, उनके ऊपर भी स्पष्ट कर दें। हमने तो स्पष्ट कर दिया ना कन्वेंशन करके।
Republic wins after 3.5 years of battle. Court order says TRP case was fake. People's voice and truth win once again. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
The countdown is on for the Republic Media Network's marquee event, our big event, the Republic Media Network Annual Summit on the 7th of March. This time our theme is Bharat the Next Decade. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have an opportunity to hear from the Home Minister and the Finance Minister on the challenges and the opportunities and the game plan as far as our national security is concerned, as far as our economy is concerned, over the next decade, over the next half decade. And of course, the icing on the cake will be the Prime Minister giving his vision before all of us on Bharat the next decade. So this particular event is very different from the ones we have had earlier in the sense that this time it's not about the debate, it's about clarity, vision statements and a focus on where we need to go as a nation. I'm really looking forward to having you all join us on television and on stream. And our team is working very hard to make this event a success. I'm sure you'll be there.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka, Century Club Prime and Policy Bazaar.
Good evening and welcome, dear viewers. Viewers of Republic, supporters of Republic, believers of Republic. Around 3:30 in the afternoon on the 8th of October 2020, the tainted Parambir Singh, along with his murder-accused criminal in uniform and partner Sachin Vaze, dared to accuse Republic of masterminding a TRP scam. Today at 5:45 p.m. on the 6th of March, 3 years and 5 months later, the Mumbai court has ordered the complete cancellation and the complete withdrawal of the fabricated and fake TRP case. The media that went after me, the Lutyens media that targeted Republic, will not tell you this. But you must ask them. You must find out for yourself, please, dear viewers, dear supporters, why the TRP case collapsed in court. It was because in the court it was admitted that there was no evidence against Republic. Can you believe it, viewers? 3.5 years, all those media said, we carried out a scam. Today, in the court, it was said and accepted that there was no evidence against Republic. Why did this case collapse in court? Because in the court, it was said that the witnesses were threatened, that the witnesses were coerced at gunpoint almost. Because in the court, it was said that this false evidence was created to somehow fix me and somehow fix the Republic Media Network. Now, viewers, think of the injustice of it all. Think, viewers, about how far a section of the media went against Republic. Because we are a journalist-run, a journalist-owned, and an entrepreneurship-driven organization. think, viewers, of the injustice of it all. Think of the hate, the toxic hate speech that was used against us. Think of the colossal lies they gleefully wove, like yes men to a political circuit, because they felt that if all of them came together, then Republic would be the casualty. But we are no casualties, we are strong. We don't give up, we fight. And we don't accept, we hit back. That is our creed. 3.5 years later, however, viewers, 3.5 years of battle, it is still you and me and Republic, the public and Republic, the public and Republic on one side. We are on one side, it is them. The corporate agendas, the Lutyens media, Parambir Singh, Sachin Vaze, left liberals, and the corporate interests on the other. It is still us versus them. Only the stark and glaring difference between us and them has never been as clear. And today I said in my newsroom, I said today that after what happened in the court, I feel light, I feel free, I feel strong. And some asked me later, how strong did I feel as a comparison? And I said to them, I feel as strong as I was when I was in that prison cell. Because I knew in that prison cell that you were with me. I said to them, I feel as strong as I felt on the day they dragged me out of my house, and as strong as I felt when I fought back on the day that Parambir Singh dared to speak a word against Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I cannot express it in words. With every ounce of sentiment flowing through my veins, I thank you all, viewers. A 3.5-year battle, and we have won today. Thank you. Let's debate. That's all I'm talking about tonight. And Aishwarya Kapoor comes at 10 o'clock with the election debate of the day. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. Might of the truth wins the Republic. Juggernaut rolls on. The people's voice and truth win big time once again. Falsification of evidence and coercion of witnesses proven in the court. The fake TRP case now stands completely closed. Court order mentions witnesses were threatened and coerced. The lobby goes completely silent now. Has Rahul Gandhi completely lost it? Even the Election Commission has now pulled in for the Panoti jibe. All attempts to stall the CBI investigation fail. The central agency has now picked up Mafia Don Shahjahan. And big development in Liquorgate. ED files fresh complaint against Kejriwal over ducking of summons. And ladies and gentlemen, Republic has won after a 3.5-year battle. The court has closed, completely closed, the fake TRP case. And this is because in court it has been said and admitted that witnesses were coerced, evidence was falsified. It was all happening almost at gunpoint. Let's debate.
This is the rebirth of a brand. This is a brand which has been challenged. This is a brand which has been questioned. We have been called scamsters. We have been called thieves. We have been called money launderers. And I want to tell everyone, don't you dare point a finger.
Yes, this is a very, very, very big day. It's a day which I have been looking forward to for a very long time.
After a 3.5-year-long legal battle, The truth has won. The TRP case is closed.
The court has accepted Maharashtra's state petition filed under Section 321 of CRPC that there is no case against Republic Media Network. Seeking closure of prosecution, the petition makes some damning revelations, like witnesses were either threatened or tutored against Republic. There was no manipulation of TRPs, and that's a fact which has stood test of time and law. Arnab Goswami and Team Republic stand vindicated.
All efforts to manipulate and conspire against Republic has failed.
TRP के सिस्टम को मैनिपुलेट किया जा रहा था। जितने अभी तक हमने इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया है उसमें मैंने आपको बताया कि 3 टेलीविजन चैनल्स के नाम सामने आए हैं। सबसे बड़ा नाम है रिपब्लिक टेलीविजन का।
If you think you can bring down Arnab Goswami, if you think you can bring down the Republic Media Network, if you think you can break nationalist journalists like me, you are bound to fail. So here's my challenge. Our viewership is because of our support. You lie about my viewership. What do you know about?
सब लोग ये कहना चाहते हैं कि जो हो रहा है गलत हो रहा है और आप देख लीजिए मुंबई में रिपब्लिक नेटवर्क मीडिया ऑफिस के बाहर पूरे नेटवर्क पे जितने सहयोगी शिफ्ट से बाहर आके एक साथ खड़े हुए एकजुट करके खड़े हुए
It was given to her. She has torn the paper. Don't run.
I am not. I am doing my job. 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 I am doing my job.
First to get out of this. First to get out of this. First to get out of this. Get out of this. First to get out of this.
Tonight, Republic has been vindicated. The viewers have won. Truth has won.
Mahesh Jethmalani, India's leading advocate, senior advocate, Supreme Court, Member of Parliament, a great supporter of the media, like his illustrious father, Ram Jethmalani has always been taking that legacy forward, and a friend of the Republic Media Network. Thank you for coming. My friend, brother-in-arms, Advocate Saket Shukla, managing partner of one of the leading corporate law firms in the country, working and supporting Republic, Phoenix Legal. Thank you. My friend and editor-in-chief of newsmobile.in, senior journalist Saurabh Shukla, trend-setting advocate and social media sensation Ishkaran Singh Bhandari, advocate Swapnil Khotari, leading lawyer from Mumbai, Tanveer Ahmed, politician and political analyst, and Syed Asad Abbas. Thank you very much. I'd first like to go to Mr. Jethmalani, who knows the history of Republic, and I have been fortunate to receive his legal guidance and wisdom on many cases very well. So, sir, I do not have to give you an introduction into this case or any case that Republic has faced, but the observations today that the case was fabricated and that witnesses were coerced and threatened to record false statements under 161 and 164 against the network, and on that basis the withdrawal of the case. So legally and otherwise, and in this case, how do you view it, Mr. Jethmalani?
Well, Arnab, first of all, congratulations on your vindication. That's much deserved, much delayed, but much deserved. But, the truth had to out in this case. Ever since the MBA government was formed, Arnab, I kept my ear close to the ground, and I realized that one of the agendas of the MBA government was to Finnish Republic. It was there, and if you remember, even before this, they started that abetment of suicide case. There was a special government notification, right? A case which was closed, but they reopened it by a special government notification issued under the aegis of the Home Ministry. So this, you were arrested in that case, and as you pointed out, you got released on the 11th of November. But they pursued you because you were a great thorn in the side of the MBA government. You've been a thorn in the side of many corrupt people. But this unholy alliance, you were a thorn in the side. And I think it was an unholy alliance of politicians at the very top, some corporate interests, right, whom I've shared with you in private. I'm not ashamed to say who might have been party to this. Right? And of course, the police who acted only too willingly at their behest. But I'm glad all's well that ends well. And I read the report. Not only does it say that the BARC, which is really the agency or the authority which should be concerned with this matter the most, and has said and has given you a clean chit, and they said there's no tampering with TRPs, but also that there was a concerted attempt to fabricate evidence to involve you, right? And I'm really sorry, and that's the last word I will say on this, that the press didn't stand together in a matter in which they ought to have known there was an onslaught by a hostile government to a free press. It didn't stand together. On the contrary, again, regrettably, they actually took great glee in your discomfort.
True. That's true. Absolutely, it's true, sir. I mean, they took great glee, and an attempt made, and I want to go to Saket on this, an attempt made by almost 90% of the media to muddy the waters, to create an atmosphere, Saket, in an attempt to influence the courtrooms. It's not been an easy fight. Without going into the details, could you share how this battle has been for you and all our legal team personally, Saket?
Arnab, firstly, congratulations. This is it's a massive win. As and on expected lines, we were always very confident. And as Mr. Jethmalani said, there were other reasons just for things to open up. Suddenly, your suicide case was opened up despite being closed. One of the officers came out of retirement, really reinstated, and he started pursuing this case. Right from the beginning, our point was malice. Our point was there is malice, and this is nothing but to muzzle press freedom. The way the then commissioner came on and gave a press statement, despite the fact that there was nothing to relating to Republic at that stage. So it was quite evident that you'd caused a lot of discomfort in the powers and those in power then, and clearly we knew what we were fighting against. But I don't think there was ever a doubt as to what would happen. We knew it might take time. The process does take time, but we were very confident in the system, and which is what we are currently, we've been, proved right. What I think is relevant is the fact that there were other agencies that got involved in the investigations. The 164, statements that were made were coerced. That's stated. That's part of the application. When the other agencies got involved, the people who were being charged were different. Nothing to do with Republic. Republic practically had absolutely no role, and it was made the scapegoat. It was quite evident that this fiction of a TRP scam was created to go after you. So, and which we were faced with, and it's not just the other case that we talked about, and there were plenty of other proceedings that were initiated against your reporters, your people. But I guess today we all stand vindicated because nobody ever had a doubt. All of us stood, stood strong, and we knew that we would push back and we'll win this battle. The fact that initially itself we got relief from the Bombay High Court showed that there's nothing really in the case. Despite all the halabu that was made, there was we got a protective order from the High Court.
Yes. Well, I want to share with all the viewers that when I was at prison, I would stand in line with the other prisoners for half an hour to make that 2-minute phone call to my lawyer. Once every few days it would be allowed, and that person is Saket Shukla. So, he's got many spam calls from prison from me. But on a serious note out here, to Ishkaran and to Swapnil Kothari, we fought. Swapnil and Ishkaran, we fought, and we are grateful to God, law, and all the people for our victory. But what happens in such cases here when malice is proven, Ishkaran? Should there not be... should the state not be sued for malicious prosecution? Because the state is the biggest litigant in our country. If the state becomes malicious, if the state fabricates, then what happens? What can be done? Please, Ishkar.
Arnab, before coming to that specific question, firstly, I think people still understate the threat you faced. It was not only an attempt to muzzle you as a journalist or the Republic channel. The people involved in this, Sachin Vaze, he is in jail for a terror case on a leading industrialist of this country. He is an encounter specialist with dozens of encounters to his credit. So who knows what the conspiracy was? I believe it was not an attempt to shut you a journalist or your channel. It could have also devolved into an attempt to shut you as an individual, as a human being, because that is the track record of the people involved in this case. How can that threat not be stated when they barged into your house with all those machine guns as if they were barging in to capture bin Laden? And you know what these encounter specialists are capable of, especially in light of subsequent events of what happened to Mansukh Hiren, what happened to a bomb blast case. So I think people don't understand the gravity of the threat, which could have gone into any direction. Thankfully, it did not go into that. You were always a respected journalist, but I think even you must have been surprised. I was with the love and the outpouring of support from you, going way beyond what a journalist who is doing his job gets. It touched a chord in the people that somebody who is doing his job is being framed in a fake case. His life is under threat for the only sin of speaking truth to power, staying in Maharashtra and asking questions to the government in power. It's very easy to speak truth to power, but you were actually doing it in your usual blunt, forthright fashion. That scared the government because they had no answers. So they tried to shut you down. And I again say, probably as a human being, not as a professional. The second aspect of malicious prosecution, of course, I believe we need to have that in India. Abroad, in most democracies, if there is such a clear case of a government forcing an individual into framing an individual into fake cases, putting him in jail, and then closure reports come, that individual has to be compensated for the agony, for his defamation, for all these aspects he has to. And I think, and I hope you carry this case, maybe it becomes a landmark case where this jurisprudence of adequate compensation starts coming in when government is trying to fix people who are asking questions to the government.
It's an acceptance. You see, Swapnil, here the state, while withdrawing the case, has accepted that witnesses were threatened to record false statements at Article 164 of the CRPC. So there has to be some element of accountability there. It can't be that you say, 3.5 years, we framed you, and now that anonymous people did it, because anonymous people did not do it. Named people did it, individuals did it, people in the state with vested interests did it. They cannot avoid accountability, can they, Swapnil?
They absolutely cannot, Arnab. First of all, heartiest congratulations to you. This big New Delhi studio that you have, and the upcoming one, and the one that you had in Bombay and you're going to have in Bombay in the future, is an eloquent testimony to the fact that truth bellows, whereas falsehood whimpers.
It's clear indication that you are victorious today, and the fact that the matter has been withdrawn by the state because of lack of evidence, lock, stock and barrel, clearly indicates that now it has paved the way for vexatious litigation or malicious prosecution, as you may call it. And you must pursue that, because that judgment, which was passed by the Honorable Supreme Court in the abetment to suicide case, was a landmark judgment as far as personal liberty was concerned. But what happens pursuant to that, when your personal liberty was taken away, when you were harassed in that TRP scam case? Of course, the two cases were different, but I think 1,000 hours of your entire organization were completely wasted. Imagine 1,000 hours of a channel being wasted where so many millions of viewers are watching. I think that's a complete waste of public time as well. So who's going to be compensating for that? So that is the reason why you need to pursue that case. And once you pursue that case, it will be another landmark judgment, so that you deserve that particular compensation. Because for me,
I would fight the case on behalf of the people.
Absolutely.
I would fight the case on behalf of the people, and I'm determined.
You must.
And I'm being told right now here, Saurabh, I'm being told right now, people are calling and saying, Arnab, don't leave it. Fight it. Fight the case. Absolutely. In this country, false cases are put, then the state at its whim and fancy. Later, somebody else says, no, yes, it was fixed. But then what happens to the person who for 3.5 years was made the target? And I want to say, Saurabh, you know this is the most disgraceful chapter in the Indian media's history, where some people in the media colluded for corporate interests. My senior executive, Ghanshyam Singh, was tortured in a prison cell, in police custody, with a chakki belt. A corrugated belt of leather with metal was used to beat him. My newsroom of 1,000 journalists was booked under a 1922 era, colonial era law. Our staff was put behind bars. We went through 800 hours of questioning. And for 3.5 years, they called us TRP chor. So I feel somewhere they gave credibility to a cop who was an extortionist in exile. It was collusion of a different level by the media, Saurabh. We should also talk about that.
Absolutely. Arnab, I would say congratulations to you and the entire Republic team for this landmark verdict. This is a verdict which reinforces, not only in India, the power of independent media that the Honorable Court has recognized. The legacy media has been gunning for us. They have been making sure that all things are, false cases are filed, all investigations are filed to make sure that the independent media is not allowed to do its work. And I agree with my fellow panelists that this was a deliberate attempt to not only malign you, malign Republic, but also to bring down the entire edifice of a powerful independent media that has emerged globally. And this case should become a landmark case, and you must pursue it, because this will be a quest for ensuring that people get freedom from frivolous cases, people get freedom from false allegations which are being done at the behest of vested interest and interests. I'm really sorry to say, and in fact, the entire media community should have stood with you, but only a handful of us were there because we knew what you stood for, what the integrity of you and Republic was, and I'm glad that you have been vindicated. What you have gone through, I know exactly, be it in the family, the family has gone through a harrowing experience. The entire team went through a harrowing experience. And I know that from here on, you should take it as a quest to get the entire country, a jurisprudence, entire country, some kind of a way in which such cases cannot be filed against the individual.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
and the courts must take this as a precedent.
I think it is, and I would like to remind people of what had been said at that point of time. Viewers, Mehbooba Mufti labeling Republic TV as fake TRP TV. I want to just remind people of what was said. Times Now. 20th January 2021. Times Now, a channel I was the founder of Times Now. Times Now said, massive loss of face for Arnab, Republic TV's cover blown. Why? Why? I made the channel. I made the channel.
Yes,
I took
that's
it
what
to
I'm
number
saying.
one. But look at what they said. Massive loss of face for Arnab, Republic TV's cover blown. I want to know, will they, Indian Express, Arnab Goswami paid me 40 lakhs rupees to fix ratings. These lies that were peddled front page. I want to ask the Indian Express, all these organized, The Wire. I want to ask them, what were they doing? I mean, did they fall for, there are only two possibilities here. Did they fall for the hoax or were they part of it? That's my question, Syed. Did they fall for the hoax of Parambir Singh or were they part of it? Syed Abbas.
Arnab, firstly, let me tell you, many of the gentlemen on your show have been dear friends of mine, so have I been. But the fact is, we've differed on many ends, Arnab. We've differed on politics, our viewpoints, and so on and so forth. But on this, Arnab, my stand has been sacrosanct. Undoubtedly, Arnab, there has been a professional jealousy. The likes of the so-called media barons were against you. Why? Because a self-made man, being a journalist from a cub reporter, climbing up the stairs. Let me tell you, Arnab, to me, my first conversation, if you remember, was at Christ University when you were invited for the keynote address. Arnab, the question that I had asked you is, don't you feel fearful when you look up and question all these people in power, especially the politicians? And you told me, they don't threat me because that you always stood with the truth. Arnab, let me tell you, as a student of journalism and mass communication, 9 p.m. in my beautiful country was revolutionized what you did in your previous channel that you founded and made. Arnab, the fact you need to understand, there was a collusion of political powers who were against you. There was also your competitors, or so-called competitors. When Republic Bharat became a #1 channel of the country, there is bound to be. Arnab, where it hurt me is when my alumni, Mr. Niranjan, was targeted by Sachin Wazir. Let me tell you, summoning him to the police for what? Doing the duty. Arnab, let us understand. हकीकत छुप नहीं सकती छुपाने से, महक उठ नहीं सकती कागज के फूलों से. The fact of the matter, the High Court has given you the verdict. आप सच को डरा सकते हो, धमका सकते हो, लेकिन पराजित नहीं कर सकते. We need to understand, Arnab, on every front. Even you need to thank the people of Bengaluru who protested on streets, Arnab, in favor of you and the Republic TV. And I saw tears of joy across my city when you were out of jail. The fact, Arnab, the last point I'd like to make here in 30 seconds. I saw your interview with Anupam Kherji. Anupam Kherji asked, you are the best journalist that India has seen. Didn't you feel scared? Didn't you feel humiliated? Arnab, one inspiration that I take from you is you said, no, I cannot be humiliated because you stand with truth. Arnab, let me tell you, what I've also learned from Virat Kohli, and I saw a similarity with you, your comeback always needs to be greater than the setback, Arnab. And the best revenge today is massive success. The High Court order coming through, vindicates not just Republic, vindicates truth. And we stand with the truth, Arnab. And the last point that I make here is, we need to understand there could be mighty powers against you. Especially the fourth pillar of the Constitution, which is the media, the journalism. I truly believe to all your competitors out there, किसी को मारना है तो अपनी कामयाबी से मेहनत से मारो. झूठ की आगोश मत लो क्योंकि झूठ का घराना कहीं नहीं. That is a very limited point that I'd like to make, Arnab. No, and of course, kudos to you, your team,
for saying,
my colleagues,
this was a very,
Niranjan, my dear friends,
I also wish, I also wish to share today.
Arnab, a leader is only as good as a team.
I wish to share today.
If you are good, a Republic good, it's because of your team. And every single member here, Arnab, Sadanand has been a great camera reporter for you from here. And I tell you how this has been great from Bengaluru. It's your team which has made you.
No, a television executive was taken from Taloja to JJ Hospital in a semi-critical condition after being allegedly tortured. This was, like the gas chamber of the criminal justice system. True. And it happened before everyone, but everyone kept shut. This was so ridiculous. I mean, so unacceptable at that point of time. Tanveer, it was a collusion at a different level. But there was also political collusion. And I always say, you have problems with me, with my ideology, with my style, I have no problems. But I remember to what extent they went with my WhatsApp chat saying that all kinds of collusion. Even the Congress party, even at that point of time, joined hands with the Pakistani government in timing their press conferences and the press releases from the Foreign Office in Pakistan and the Congress party together. It was that vicious. So there are examples to be set here. How do you view this, Tanveer?
Anna, firstly, I would like to quote Mundaka Upanishada, which says, Yatra tat satyasya paramam nidhanam. The only success goes to the truth, and truth always prevails. Quran also says, Khulja haqqa la batil, inna la batil akana zahuqa. Truth will prevail, falsehood will perish, falsehood is made to perish. Arnab, as you said, I and you always had ideological differences, but the day one until today, I always say Arnab was clean, is clean, and will be clean. I mean, you don't need to really run behind TRPs. I have been to 50 odd channels, but always people say, we have seen you with Arnab Goswami. I'm telling this on a national television at the number one the channel. Arnab,
I get that.
As we all know that people, what happened to people who were against you? What happened to Paramveer? What happened to Vaze? And what happened to Mr. So many, they got perished, totally got perished. And lot of political parties, I mean, my then political party also asked me not to go to your show. But I would like to tell you that truth always prevails. And my dear friend, this is just the beginning. India definitely needs an internationally #1 channel, and you are there, and you are the only hope. India can really present the real true story and true picture of Bharat, which is coming. India definitely needs. I want to tell you one thing. When I told this story, my daughter wrote a line which I would like to read it. She says she's a student of communicative English. She said, "Truth is steadfast warrior that conquers the battlefield of deception, emerges victorious with unwavering integrity." Arnab, this is from my daughter. She is your biggest fan, and she asked me to read it out on a national television. And as we say that Modi ka parivar, I don't know about Modi ka parivar, definitely we have Arnab's parivar, Sachai ka parivar, Republic ka parivar, and all the best to you. And most importantly, I would like to give credit to your wife and your son who stood during that such difficulty, and your team. Absolutely fantastic. And there were people like me, like Abbas, and like everybody who's sitting there on this panel today, always said we are going to start with Arnab because we all know that his integrity is above all. All the best, my friend, and I'm very happy today. I didn't really speak like a politician or a panelist today. It is a friend speaking to another friend. God bless you, and you are there to conquer. And again, I would like to quote one verse of Quran. It says, Allah will not burden a soul beyond its capacity. Your capacity is to make India #1, and you are working towards it. All the best. God bless you.
Another a quick point to add along with Tanveer Bhai, I can tell you
I
what
felt very
happens
inspired
in Bangalore,
today, in fact.
Arnab, we also need to tell you this. You know, myself and Tanveer Bhai, when we have our discussions during media meets, you know, I and Tanveer Bhai, we appear in 10 other channels, Arnab. But trust me, Republic TRP case was fake. We discussed because people recognize us only by Republic TV. They come to us and tell us, we know you Republic TV. A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z is not even mentioned. And we are also infamous to be your best friends.
No, but it is our blessing. And today I just wanted to say thank you, how do you say thank you to people? I don't know. I said today, how do you thank people when you don't have words to express it? But somewhere, I must say this, we've been through a lot. And I have no bitterness in my heart today, Saurabh. I have no bitterness in my heart. People told me today, name those anchors. Name those anchors, name those journalists on television who you brought to television, who you gave a job, who you brought to Times Now, and who took the opportunity to try and abuse you, knowing very well that they were wrong. People are telling me now, name those people, shame those people, and I'm saying I won't. I won't name them. I won't shame them. If any of them have a conscience left, whether they were at Times Now or any other organization, but I will not forget. They know I will not forget. It is enough of a message from me to them. People atone in their own ways for the terrible mistakes that they make. And the opportunism of individuals is laid bare before the mediums that they are on. So I will not say, but the people watching television will ask them every day whether they were right or opportunistic at that point of time, whether they did a disservice to this profession. But I have no bitterness in my heart towards them. But it sets some very ethical and moral questions that the moral compass shifted in that time. I keep saying, on what basis were you making those conclusions? On what basis, where was your journalism then? You took the words of Sachin Waze as the gospel truth and put 8-column headlines on it on your newspapers. You debated it on television because you thought that if you need to collude with the devil, you will. Even if you need to collude with the devil, you will, but you must block Republic. You remember that? That's my question. Yeah.
Arnab, I remember an interview was planted by a national channel of Parambir Singh, which was all orchestrated. This was entirely a plot, which was not only, as I said earlier, created to malign you, to pull you down, to break you, but also to give a signal to others that anybody who tries to create and to anybody who tries to be an independent voice of freedom in this country, you will be muzzled. That was a larger message through you, that if they can do it to Arnab Goswami, who's a well-respected journalist, they can do it to anybody. That was the whole message. And today's verdict is a testament of the fact, and I really say humbly, in India, judiciary is a custodian of India's democracy, and they have proven that yet again. You are a messenger. Arnab, as journalists, we are messengers of truth. Today, that message should go out to every citizen in this country, to everybody who's watching your telecast, that we will go on. We will continue this crusade against people who try to muzzle democracy, against people who try to make sure that independent voices can be muzzled. And I'm so glad, and God bless you and the entire team and my fellow panelists. I'm sure our entire sentiment is today that this struggle must go on. Yes, you have demonstrated greatness by not naming them, but people's verdict, you will see the viewers switching away. Even today, after this verdict, a lot of people who were skeptics will move away to Republic and other independent entities to make sure they follow the voice of truth and reason.
With full responsibility.
Arnab, I have a short point. Yes, Ishkaran, I'm coming to you right after this. Ishkaran.
Arnab, the powers wanted to make an example of you, that what happens if you question them. I think you became an example of a journalist who, if he sticks to his guts and his facts, then you don't need a tiny cabal, which is there in every industry, but the masses, the crores and crores of the people of this country, they come out for that person and make you beyond being a journalist. They made you an example of public support and public love and affection when the government is doing an action which is atrocious. From day one, I have been speaking. I remember when you were arrested, I woke up, it was early morning, and had so many missed calls and messages from people who were worried about you. And I answered all of them. In fact, I got the news from there, and then I switched on the channel. And I'll tell you, the amount of love I have seen for you at that time and which continues today, you should thank all these people, because you would have never known people loved you this much if they had not done that infamy of arresting you.
I don't want to make a thank you Oscar type speech, but can I say one thing tonight? There are a whole list of people, starting with everybody at Republic and the Republic Media Network, to my family, right? To my legal team, and to all the people who at that point of time, let me tell you one thing, and it's not easy to represent me legally. First of all, you get a lot of positive and negative attention. Nobody knows it more than Saket. But you also get incredible more amount of work than you can handle sometimes because of the number of cases filed against me. It's very difficult. To people like Harish Salve.
Yeah.
To people like Harish Salve, who appeared pro bono for us, how do we thank people like him? To people like Mahesh Jetpalani, who fight and continue to fight for us. Saket, they stuck their neck out for us. And I remember this, the biggest...
the biggest irony is in that Kapil Sibal versus Harish Salve fight, I'm told Kapil Sibal everywhere now quotes my case to get bail for others.
Absolutely.
So these are very interesting times that we live in. But I think I would say this. Yeah, he does apparently. I mean, every time a Naxal wants to get bail, they say, "Sir, Arnab Goswami."
Arnab.
So Swapnil wants to add something there.
Yes, Arnab, just wait a minute. Just please wait. I want to make a point. So Arnab, my point is very clear. This is past. You've succeeded.
Yeah.
You have to go ahead. Tomorrow is what we are looking forward to. That is the biggest thank you that you can give to the entire country. The entire country is looking forward to the Republic Summit because of all the policies, the politics, the philosophy that you're looking at, and the way you are going to curate that summit, the way you're going to take forward that summit. Arnab, I have always told you earlier also that when it's the question of free speech, Carl Bernstein and Bob Woodward brought down the entire presidency of the United States with their independent journalism. You are only following suit there, and in the words of Justice Hugo Black, that free speech and free press is for the governed, not for those who govern. Republic, I maintain, is not an organization, it is a thought, and you cannot cage, frame or muzzle a thought.
I agree with you there. You know, Saket and I went to college together. We were in the same hostel. He was doing statistics and I used to do sociology. And I don't know if Saket remembers the song that was our favorite at that time. It was a Guns N' Roses song. When we were in college, we are the college kids of the 90s. He went on to do law and I went to journalism. But I keep telling Saket that I don't know if he remembers. He used to take a guitar and strum a song. And his favorite song at that time was Patience by Guns N' Roses. So I keep that in my heart, you know. So it's all a game of patience, right, Saket? So you want to say something as closing thoughts tonight?
Yes,
yes, Saket. What would you say?
Just to go back to the absurdity of the case, the press conference happened on 8th October, right? And it's made out like Republic is the main culprit. It's the main. It's in the middle of the scam. 2 charge sheets are filed after that. Doesn't name Republic. Republic and team are named as suspect, and that showed the malice.
The investigation is over in 24 hours.
And then when we go to the High Court, the High Court asks the police to conclude investigation. They say 6 weeks or whatever, and then they hastily find another charge sheet, which is completely absurd. So the best part is that an interview after the 8th October press conference is held, and the interview is given to a channel which is also under investigation at that stage. So it reeks of malice, it reeks of prejudice, and if you look at it from a larger perspective, there's so many of these cases that are being filed against one person. Why? So, and that's where I question the logic of the larger press that was involved. That, forget the differences. At least when it comes to freedom of press, you should stand by with each other. Look at it logically, look at it rationally, and I hope that this is a turning point. I hope media as a whole does not, it shouldn't become a media versus media battle, or everyone versus Arnab. Arnab shouldn't be nothing's going to stop him. We all know that. After that,
but Saket, I'm not a good stereotypical whipping boy because I can give it back. But thank you very much. Yes, Tanveer.
Arnab, I have a demand.
What is it, Tanveer?
Tomorrow is Republic Day, Republic Summit. I'm coming there and you have to give us some special sweet. Please ensure that I decided to come now, that I'm going to see you at Republic Summit. I need some special sweet. God bless you. I'll get you Mysore Pak from Karnataka, from all Kannadigas.
Done. Today,
from all Kannadigas, I'm going to bring Mysore Pak for you.
It's a big day. It's a start of a new time for us. Yes. 100%. I look forward to the Mysore Pak and I'll overdo my sugar content tomorrow. But to all those, tomorrow is our Republic Summit. To those I have not been able to personally invite, those who won't be physically there, join us for it. It's a big day for us. And viewers, thank you. Thank you for being with us. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record. Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
जब वो सत्ता में थे तो उनका घमंड ऐसा कि उन्होंने भगवान राम का कोई अस्तित्व नहीं ऐसा एफिडेविट देश की एक कोर्ट में दे दिया। उनका घमंड देखिए कि जब वो सत्ता में थे तब उन्होंने दस्तावेज दे दिया कि राम सेतु नाम की कोई चीज नहीं। अहंकार आज भी बरकरार है। जब रामलला का भव्य मंदिर निर्मित हो रहा था, जब प्राण प्रतिष्ठा समारोह के लिए उनको भी आमंत्रित किया गया, अहंकार देखिए, उन्होंने आमंत्रण को ठुकरा दिया। देवेंद्र भाई, रस्सी जल गई, बल नहीं गया। इसलिए आज आप सबसे कहती हूं कि हर राम भक्त ने, जिसने धर्म के लिए धैर्य दिखाया, आज पुनः धैर्य दिखाने का समय आया है। हमको उकसाया जाएगा, कुछ लोगों को एआई के माध्यम से, डीपफेक के माध्यम से बरगलाया जाएगा, लेकिन आज हम डंके की चोट पर कह सकते हैं, और अगर राहुल गांधी तक मेरी आवाज पहुंचे तो कान खोलकर सुन लो, मैदान तुम चुनो, कार्यकर्ता हम देंगे। आओ, तुम्हारे 10 साल और मोदी के 10 साल के बीच में क्या फर्क है, इस पे चर्चा हो जाए। मैं नहीं कहती मैं जाऊंगी चर्चा के लिए, तब पक्का नहीं आएंगे तेजस्वी, लेकिन इतनी गारंटी देती हूं कि युवा मोर्चा का एक भी साधारण कार्यकर्ता जाकर राहुल गांधी के सामने बोलने लगे तो राहुल गांधी में इतना दम नहीं कि युवा मोर्चा के किसी कार्यकर्ता के सामने टिक जाएगा। और अगर युवा मोर्चा के किसी कार्यकर्ता को यह मौका मिले कि जो अन्याय करने के बाद न्याय यात्रा निकालने का ढोंग कर रहे हैं, उनसे अगर बात करने का मौका मिले, तब एक प्रश्न अपनी
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
The confidence that Prime Minister Modi has been able to instill in the whole corporate sector, that aap jao, kaam karo, hum hain. He's constantly saying, think big, think global, and we hope we can live up to his expectations. As long as Prime Minister Modi is there, I think the country is in very safe hands. I frankly don't look at the nation or at the country as north, south, east, west. I look at it as Bharat.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Now, Cummins will replace Aiden Markram after he was bought for a whopping 20 crore 50 lakh rupees. Pat Cummins has been named as the captain for IPL franchisee Sunrisers Hyderabad. Australia's ODI World Cup winning captain Pat Cummins has been named as the captain for IPL franchisee Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Cummins will replace Aiden Markram after he was bought for a whopping 20 crore 50 lakh rupees at the IPL auction in December last year in Dubai. Now, the news of Cummins leading the IPL franchisee is inevitable because the amount that the team shelled out on the Aussie captain made this indication very clear. Now, SRH announced Cummins as the new captain on social media platforms along with a picture of Cummins. And
the countdown is on for the Republic Media Network's marquee event, our big event, the Republic Media Network Annual Summit on the 7th of March. This time our theme is Bharat the Next Decade. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have an opportunity to hear from the Home Minister and the Finance Minister on the challenges and the opportunities and the game plan as far as our national security is concerned, as far as our economy is concerned, over the next decade, over the next half decade. And of course, the icing on the cake will be the Prime Minister giving his vision before all of us on Bharat the next decade. So this particular event is very different from the ones we have had earlier in the sense that this time it's not about the debate, it's about clarity, vision statements, and a focus on where we need to go as a nation. I'm really looking forward to having you all join us on television and on stream. And our team is working very hard to make this event a success. I'm sure you'll be there.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for The Debate.